How's it going, class? Today I'm going to be presenting Elasticity 101 by Jordan's Economic Firm with my amazing teammates, Sheridan, Abby, Dylan, and Taylor. To begin, there's 4 different types of elasticity. Elasticity of demand, elasticity of supply, cross-price elasticity, and income elasticity. Don't forget it.
Since you were told the 4 types of elasticity, I can go ahead and go over them. Elasticity of demand contains measurements of consumers' reactions to a change in the price, and this is also sensitive to price changes. Inelasticity of demand, when the price increases, quantity demand will decrease, and when price decreases, the quantity demand will increase, and it's also insensitive to change. Up next is cross-price elasticity of demand, and this is most useful for a business when setting the price for their products.
Hey guys, Dylan. I'm going to be going over the cross-price elasticity of demand, the income elasticity of demand, and then finally I'm going to be going over the formulas for you guys. So, starting off with the cross-price elasticity of demand, that's going to show how sensitive a product is to a change in price of another product. So you're going to be comparing 2 products, so product B and product A. And it's going to imply whether 2 products are going to be complements of each other or substitutes of each other. So moving on to income elasticity of demand, that's going to show how sensitive a product is to a change in the income. So that ultimately is going to be proving if a good is inferior or just a normal. Now moving on to the formulas, we're going to have the elastic and the inelastic demand formula. So for that one, it's going to be the percent change in quantity over the percent change in price. So you're going to have the change in quantity on top and the change in price on the bottom. And when you divide those out, that'll give you the demand for elastic or inelastic goods. So the second formula we're going to be going over is going to be the cross-price elasticity of demand formula. So this is going to be the percent change in quantity of product B, the second product, divided by the percent change in quantity of a product A. So the second product on top and the product A, the first product, going to be on the bottom of the fraction. And that's going to give you the cross-price elasticity of demand. And the third formula, that we're going to be going over is the income elasticity of demand formula. That's going to be the percent change in quantity over the percent change in income.
Real-world examples of the different types of elasticity for elastic demand would be soda and gold. For inelastic demand, you have things like gasoline and electricity. For cross-price elasticity of demand, those are substitutes and complements, so things like mashed potatoes and gravy and hot dogs and buns and peanut butter and jelly. For income elasticity of demand, inferior goods, things like ramen noodles, and for normal goods, gasoline. With elastic demand, a change in price leads to a bigger percent change in demand. So if the price increases, demand will decrease. This is why the demand curve is flat. With inelastic demand, a change in price leads to a smaller change in demand because these items are seen as more essential. This is why the demand curve is steeper, because there isn't as much of a change in demand as there are with elastic goods.
Hi everyone, I'm Taylor and I'm here to tell you about how elasticity of demand is relevant to making business decisions. So it's mainly used by certain product firms and the government to figure out what they should really do with products. Product firms use it to figure out how much they think they're going to sell of a certain good or service and how they should price it, and governments use it to figure out how they should tax things. So this is a pretty big deal. Obviously, you have to look at the pros and cons of both. So the benefit to having an elastic demand is that it allows the governments to see how they should tax, how high they should tax, how low, if they should or not, and whatnot. And it allows them to take into account the substitutes that consumers may have. A benefit of having an inelastic demand is that it usually just takes up a small portion of an income, and that since it's inelastic, people will need that product. A benefit of having a cross-price demand is that it shows how sensitive complements and substitutes are to changes in price and how they work together. And a benefit of income demand is that it shows if goods are normal and inferior and what the people really want and how they're feeling. So for the limitations and the cons, having an elastic demand may be a bad thing because the amount bought is set by the price and it's a big portion of your income. It's very important. Having an inelastic demand may be a bad thing because there's few substitutes. So if the price raises, you're out of luck because you need that product. A disadvantage of having a cross-price demand is that the price sensitivities affects the price of two products rather than just one, and it's how they work together or how they affect one another. And the limitation of an income elastic demand is that a change in income majorly affects how much of the product is bought. So that's it. Thank you guys for listening to my presentation.